Derek, how's the last few days been for you?
Yeah, obviously disappointing Saturday, the outcome of the result. I think there was fine lines in the game. It was obviously a big game for us in the context where we are in the season, and we it is fine lines. We've hit the post a couple of times, and we lose a sloppy goal, which puts a bit of added pressure on us, and then that's added again with young David getting sent off and getting out to 10 men. It was always difficult. I thought we battled away manfully. I thought the effort was great. We stayed in the game, a couple of good saves from our goalkeeper, but unfortunately for us it was a missed opportunity, and we saw Saturday as a game where we could finish 9th in the league if we won that game. We actually felt that was really on for us, so by failing to do so we're now in a situation where it's back to where it was a few weeks ago. For me it was always, we felt a few weeks ago it was between ourselves, United and County. We thought St Johnstone would maybe just get away from us, but they come back to the three teams, and we're back to where we are. So I think prior to the Livingston game here, I had a feeling we needed 7 points for 12. That was the kind of target we set, and that would keep us in the league. We're now looking for 4 from 6. That's kind of where we are. I think 4 points from 6 will keep us in the league. Anything other than that will be playoffs or bottom of the league, which we don't want. So I think it's pretty clear now for where we are, for everything that's happened throughout the season. We're in a position where I think it's pretty clear there's work to be done, and the task is there for us to go and try and meet, and the first of those points available is tomorrow night.
How much are nerves going to play a part, do you think, tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's natural for that. I think there's always pressure when you're involved in football, and I want to be there to try and help my players to limit those nerves and just go and play the game. But it's that can be difficult, because everybody's well aware of the situation. But it's the same for all the teams round about us. We're playing now. We've played teams who didn't quite have the same pressure. We're playing against teams with the same anxieties and fears and responsibility, and that's what we're up against. Dundee United will be the same, Ross County the same as well. So we feel that responsibility, and it's my job and the staff's job to try and allay those nerves and just deal with the game and try and go and concentrate more on the performance, which obviously we're hoping for.
Looks like it could be a big crowd tomorrow night, but had a bit of stick from their own fans, United, in the past few weeks. Is that something you can maybe play on?
I think we just want to concentrate on performance. I think you get some advantages being at home, and we've clearly enjoyed that this season, and you get maybe some teams who are maybe not as comfortable playing at home, I don't know, but we're just really trying to concentrate on our own performance. I think Dundee United will see it exactly how we see it. Obviously they probably don't have that kind of fallback of another game maybe. It's important for us to try, like it is for all the teams, when you play against your direct competitors, it's important that you try and make that count for something. You see it in all walks of life, all the different leagues. We had it last season, we played Arbroath. We had beaten every other team round about us except Arbroath, and we needed to beat them to knock them over and win the league. You see it in Man City a few weeks ago, everybody's raving about Arsenal. They deal with Arsenal and it's all systems go. You normally, if you're going to achieve something, have to beat your direct competitors, and it's so obvious that our direct competitors are Dundee United and Ross County, and we've got those 2 games left, so there's opportunities there to deal with the situation, and first of those comes tomorrow. But United have got good players that, listen, all the managers down there will share the same frustrations with inconsistencies and frustrations throughout the season, but I'm not really thinking about that now. I'm just thinking about the season is 2 games now for us, and we've got to try and concentrate and being the best we can be over these next 2 games.
How hard is it to get that last result out your players' heads and get to reset before tomorrow night's match?
Well, it's a job. It's we could be into this game in better form, in terms of a better mood. If we'd won the game, and it's less pressure and less anxiety on the game. But I think we've not took the opportunity Saturday. And we've always felt that every game would become more pressurised if you didn't win the one before. So prior to Saturday's game, we'd won 3 and lost 3 in the last 6 games. And Saturday was a blow for us, there's no doubt about it, because obviously we're confident at home with our work, and if we'd kept 11 men on the pitch, potentially might have got something from the game. But I think it is a reminder for all of us, the players, the responsibility is required, the discipline that's required, because it's not just performance that will get you the job done at this stage. There's loads of other things, and it's winning those fights in your head as well as the physical element of a performance.
And Jim Goodwin said yesterday that he was going to send his team out to attack tomorrow night. Is that something that could play into your hands, do you think?
No, I think we just go and play the game. I think we've got an idea what Dundee United might play. We've probably got an idea how we might play, and it's just, again, there's no real surprises really at this stage of the season. So we'll just try and be better than United on the night. And if we are better than them, it gives us a better chance to win the game. But equally, both teams will see it's the same opportunity.
And you said United are playing to win and Kilmarnock will have to play for a draw. Is that how you see it?
Sorry, what did you say?
You said that they're sending United out to win. Kilmarnock are only playing for a draw and need a draw. Is that how you see it tomorrow night?
I don't know if he did say that. I'm taking your word for that. But we're just going to try and win the game, the same way we do any other game.
You mentioned having to help the players kind of deal with the nerves and the pressure. How do you do that as a manager? Is it a process throughout the week?
Yeah, I think there's loads of different ways you can do that. You can obviously you try to give confidence anyway. It's your job as a staff to give confidence to the players, but I think equally, it's difficult to shut out the noise. It's difficult to shut out the situation we're in, and you wouldn't want to. When we are in a serious situation, as all the teams are. So, but we just really want them to concentrate on try and play without that fear. Try and play with courage, play with confidence, but. Like I said as well, the responsibility part, it's there. You've got to have that element of trust in your performance, and it's important you reinforce all these sort of messaging to the players.
Does the experience of coming through that game against Arbroath help? I mean, there's a lot of the same players who came through that night. Did they
Possibly. I think for weeks getting into the last game of the season last year, we still weren't odds on to win the title. Every day it was Arbroath's league, and we still had it all to do. We're arguably maybe in a worse position than we were then, and I think that the prize is the same. We don't get a trophy for staying in the league, but the prize is being a Premier League team next season, and that's worth working towards and working for. And I think we've tried to reinforce that to the players, that we can still succeed what we set out to do this season. It's been a lot of disappointments, a lot of frustrations, and I'm not going to try and dress that up, but we can still succeed in what we intended to do, and that's important that we try and work towards that.
I imagine the reaction from the fans would be similar to what you saw, the elation.
Yeah, I think everybody. I knew when we came in last January, the situation we were in. There was loads of work to do, and I believe it's so important if we can stay in the league. I think we can take big strides in the summer. I really do. And I'm hoping that is the case, but we've got work to do now, and it's hard to look too far ahead at this moment in time. But the supporters were there that night. They'll go in big numbers again tomorrow, and we want to try and set up Sunday's game on the back of a positive result, because I know the support will be there on Sunday again, and that would help things no end. But it's important that we try and get a positive performance, a positive result at Tannadice.
Are you surprised at United's slump they've gone after those 3 wins in a row?
I managed to see them at Motherwell, and I thought in amongst that run with the win, and again it's like for all the teams in and around there, and including St Johnstone up to last week, there's managers will be scratching their head. There's inconsistencies there, and obviously United are different in the fact that they're onto the third manager in the season, which is never. And sometimes that makes it a bit more challenging. But you're never really surprised too much about teams. There's been a lot of good teams get involved in relegation scraps and fights. So I don't think there's a lot between a lot of the teams, from the kind of 6th place team to the 11th and 12th place teams. There's normally not a lot in it in terms of performance. It's normally the ones at the top end of the pitch that can make the difference, and sometimes that allows teams to show a bit more consistency just because they might have that game changer at the top end of the pitch. You've seen it with Van Veen and the like, and maybe even St Mirren this season. So I think there isn't really a lot in terms of levels and consistency. So you're never totally surprised. It could be anybody at times out with the kind of top 4 or 5 teams.
How's your squad looking?
So we've got Donnelly out, unfortunately, had to come off. He'll miss this one. Young Davy Watson suspended. Ash Taylor's done a bit of work today, so hoping to maybe get Ash back. And young Ryan Alabusi's still out as well, along with Ben Cresceni, who's out for the season.